So what I'm doing here is we're walking along this path. I'm looking along the edges. A lot of times snakes will just be sitting right on the edge of the path and they just get overlooked by people because they do blend in quite well a lot of the time. So you got to keep your eye out. Even though this is a fairly sort of suburban and well walked area, you can still find snakes along paths just like this. But there are some times when you've got a much better chance getting off the track and into the bush. These are spotted marsh frogs. These guys are nocturnal. They come out at night. And now I've got to put this rock back without crushing any of these guys. We're in a bit of a clearing here. If I flip this log over, and under it, we've got a bit of snake skin. The most likely area to find it. And I'd say got a bit of banding about it, so I'd be tipping that this has come from a tiger snake. Not the species we're looking for today, but would be very cool to see regardless. Keep on searching. We've done it. This is an absolutely gorgeous example of a lowlands copperhead. There's a few different types of copperheads. There's the highlands copperhead. I reckon she's missing an eye. The lowlands copperhead. And the other one called the pygmy copperhead. And these guys get around 4 foot. This is actually quite a big one, quite chunky. She's probably around 3 foot, maybe a touch over, but quite chunky. They will get bigger than this, but this would definitely be classed as quite a big animal. And it does look like she's got a bit of an eye injury on that right eye. I wonder if she can even see me on this side or not, because these guys are relying largely on their vision, especially in a situation like this where they feel threatened. I've got a feeling she can't actually see me. If I come around this side, see, once I get into her vision, how she reacts. Yeah. Now this eye, she's a lot more reactive. And that could have been from anything. Potentially a bird would probably be the most likely cause of an injury like that. A bird coming down and attacking her. In a place like this, sort of the outer suburbs of Melbourne, their main predators would definitely be birds, foxes, feral cats, and that's about it really. Other snakes. Just out here getting the last of the sun, basking, absorbing that last bit of warmth before it goes down into a burrow or a log or something like that for the night. Because obviously, being a reptile, these guys are cold-blooded, so they're not producing their own body heat like us. So he's probably been out feeding for the last bit of the day, and now he's just trying to digest that meal a little bit. They need that warmth to digest, to break down the food, because if they get caught out with a full belly of food in cold weather, it can potentially rot inside them. So they really do need to make the most of the warmth. So the Lowlands Copperhead is another live bearing snake, and that means that these guys won't lay eggs. They will give birth to live young small snakes, which pop out of her in a little sack, and they come out ready to go straight away. Again, just like the tiger snake, fully loaded with venom, same level of toxicity as these guys. These are quite toxic, venomous snakes. Probably about the third most venomous snake you can find here in and around Melbourne, Victoria. Obviously the most venomous is the eastern brown, and then you've got tiger snake, and then these guys, as far as snakes around this area. Copperheads are known for eating other snakes. So oftentimes, from what I've experienced, in areas where there's high numbers of copperheads, you won't find many other snakes there. This particular spot there are tiger snakes. You saw that skin we found earlier, but I'm yet to see one actually in the flesh myself. It's got a beautiful red orangey colour on the side of them, but these guys won't always look that way. They can be light brown in colour, they can be almost like a jet black colour. They get confused for other snakes quite regularly. A lot of people mix these guys up with the red belly black snake, and you can see why. Brown snakes as well, sometimes they are a very light brown colour, so people do mix these guys up with the brown snakes. Other things they'll eat are frogs, skinks. They seem to be found most commonly around wetlands, so they are taking refuge in these grassy areas bordering the water, where there is just heaps and heaps of food. They'll eat rodents and other things as well. When they're younger, they pretty much feed primarily on skinks and small frogs. But isn't this one just amazing? Look at that red colour. You won't find one too often around here with such amazing colours. And he doesn't really mind me being here. Here we go, he's going to move off in a second. A little bit of movement. These guys can flatten out their neck as well, just like the tiger and the red belly, and I reckon she's just about to move off. Have a look at that. Whipping around, doing a bit of a display, trying to scare us off, and off she goes.